silver is starting to shine even more and more, defying the recent trends in widening the gold to silver ratio. We're going to explain exactly what happened with this amazing metal in this video as we explore. Yes, silver is performing quite well today, all things considered. Yes, it is down, but it's how it's defying gold. It has widened the gold to silver ratio. Moments before the markets close, we are seeing gold take a much bigger hit than silver. It's down 1.38% right now, to down $46.41 to $3,323.56. Silver is down only 20 cents today. That's just over a half a percentage drop, 0.56, so less than half of the drop that we saw with gold today. It is now below $36, but hey, it's still pretty close to it. It's at $35.95. So it's pretty amazing. Palladium took a hit, and platinum actually went up substantially today. So it's interesting to see how things are moving. Platinum is a metal that I think people should start paying attention to. I did a video about platinum recently. I'm going to link to it at the end screen of this video, but I want to remind you as well, whenever there's a dip in prices, you should take advantage, as I have done. Check out Summit Metals, they're the channel sponsor, but I think you will find that they are very good with competitive pricing as well as excellent service and fast shipping. So check out summitmetals.com. So let's get into what's happening in the market today, because it is quite intriguing based off of some really good news that I talked about. Was one of the first to break it, the news in the precious metals community, as we see now gold falling. In fact, it did fall earlier more than it did, and now it's kind of recaptured some of its loss, but it fell over 2% earlier in the day as the Iran-Israel ceasefire weighs on safe haven appeal. There's been some hiccups in it, but largely it is holding. It's a fragile situation, though, right now, so we don't know how long it will hold true. But Reuters is reporting that it has fallen to essentially a 2-week low today as the announcement of a ceasefire between Iran and Israel dented safe haven demand for bullion. Spot gold fell, and then we saw that it's recaptured some of the losses here earlier. But still, it's pretty wild to see that happen. U.S. gold futures also settled down 1.8%. The de-escalation of tensions in the Middle East is a primary factor that's weighing on gold. The safe haven bid has diminished, and the market is in more for risk-on mode, according to Peter Grant, Vice President and Senior Metal Strategist at Zaner Metals. We've got plenty of good support around $3,300. And even better support at $3,250. So it is still above $3,300 right now. So likely it's probably not going to fall much below that, is what he's saying. Global shares surged, and the dollar dropped on Tuesday as other news of the ceasefire between Israel and Iran, while markets shrugged off what President Trump called violations on both sides. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz said earlier in the day that he had ordered the military to mount new strikes on targets in Tehran in response to what he said were Iranian missiles fired in a blatant violation of the ceasefire. There's some question as to about whether this ceasefire is going to hold, and until it really gets sorted out, I think the downside for gold is probably pretty limited. And by the way, the more time passes where there's no violation of said ceasefire, it becomes more likely that it will stick. And so far right now, it appears to be that is the case. Now, the Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said in a testimony prepared for delivery at a congressional hearing that the central bank needs more time to see if rising tariffs drive inflation higher before considering interest rate cuts. Really, what he meant to say is to drive prices higher. Inflation is caused by one thing, and that's the printing of Federal Reserve notes or the digitization thereof of these things, and that's what causes inflation. You got more of these floating around there, velocity of money, well, it tends to cause the prices to go up. Inflation is a result. Inflation is a cause, where higher prices is the result. The higher prices can come from a number of different factors, including, of course, obviously tariffs. No argument for me there, but nonetheless, when the Fed tries to conflate that, that means that it takes the blame away from them. They are to blame for much of what's going on now, for sure, with our currency situation and losing the value of our dollar. Markets are anticipating 50 basis point rate cuts by the end of the year, starting in October with 25 basis points reduction. Although one board of governor, as I mentioned in a previous video, has said that they look to see a cut coming in July of a quarter point, so it may start earlier than that. But that's just one governor's opinion. So gold thrives, obviously, in a low rate environment, as it is a zero yielding asset. What is silver doing? Well, silver is hanging on. It is definitely not down as much, and because it's trading today like a commodity. That's right. It is not trading as like a precious metals today. Gold has plunged over 5% today, but the copper, nickel, and aluminum, well, copper, nickel, and zinc, rather, are all up slightly, and aluminum is flatlined. There's no movement there. So it's quite intriguing to see that occur. And the dollar index is down slightly as well, too. It's down 0.28 to 97.95. So the dollar moving down and precious metals moving down, usually that's not the case. Usually when the dollar goes down, precious metals go up. So I think that is part of why they're not falling much more than they are right now, because there's still some concern, and not only in terms of geopolitics and the fragility of this ceasefire, but also in the markets. What's going to happen with tariffs? What's going to happen with the economy? There's a lot of factors that are coming into play that we have to look at and see exactly how things are going to pan out. But nonetheless, it's exciting to see gold do what it did today. It's an opportunity to buy. Silver, an opportunity to buy, but silver hanging on and not falling nearly as much. That has now narrowed the ratio between the two metals to 92.74. And again, still extremely high. No question about that. But you know what? I think we now need to come to the realization that we have to just accept that we're going to see a high gold to silver ratio for a while. And my guess that new normal is going to be somewhere around 80. It's an abnormal market because central banks continue to buy and to hold. Hold being the key. All of the gold that's mined, that's moved around, and when central banks buy it, that's gold that's not in the market. They're holding it. So there you have it. So let me know what your thoughts are. This is pretty fascinating. I did post a video a couple days ago talking about more about this topic and other things, and so check that out. And platinum, I think, certainly is a metal to watch. We're going to keep track of that too. We don't get nearly as many views for that, but I think it's interesting and fascinating. I really do enjoy the metal, and I think it's a way to diversify with holding precious metals. But it's going to be very fascinating. Silver is a metal that certainly has potential, and even though we are now in the hot summer and it's getting hot, there's a heat wave now. I think that likely we're going to see silver, if it does pull back, I don't think we're going to see it fall much below 35 if it does. It is a possibility that it could. I don't rule much out, but it is showing some resiliency and some strength, as I reported on yesterday, that I think is just absolutely mind-blowing when you think about it in terms of what we've been seeing with silver in the last couple of years. You know, we're trading regularly in the 30s now. And you know what? We just got the 37 not long ago. It could very easily be revisited soon. And I think even go higher as I have revised my prediction for silver for the end of the year. So there you have it. Now, one other thing I'm watching is not only what the Fed is going to do, but other economic data that will come out that will give an indication. The dollar index is obviously something else we need to look at, but silver, we're going to watch it, and I think it's a good idea to look for the deals that are out there for silver. And I'm going to be doing a video about one such case for tomorrow that I hope you will watch and maybe learn from, because I'll tell you what, the market is changing, and the silver market is volatile, and it's not just about the price, it's about the actual market itself and what's involved in it. It's an amazing metal, no question about it, and I'm going to continue to hold it, to stack it, and to take advantage of deals that are out there. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. I post videos every day, so I hope you will consider subscribing to the channel and pressing that thumbs up and also the notification bell down below. And with that, I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to watch, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.